Good afternoon. Wow, this is like the perfect spring day today. So I'm just sitting out here on my porch swing and I've got my patriotic shirt on. It's just a little shirt that's one of my favorite things just to throw on and wear. And today I was just thinking about how proud, how glad I am to be a citizen of this country. I've been watching the news a lot. Um, but as I've listened to the news and you can hear a lot of bad stuff and you can hear a lot of, bad things about this virus and lots of potential things that could actually happen, how bad it could get. But what is awesome in the middle of all this, I also hear a lot of good stuff. People are amazing. As amazingly bad and evil as some people can act, there's some people that do some really depraved things. Um, Boy, if there's ever saying that's true that says hurting people hurt people, we see that. But at the same time, we can focus on that, or we can um, look around and see all the wonderful, good, amazing people. There's true heroes, but even people that are not just doing something that's what we think heroic, like running into a burning building, but people are really being heroic right now and sharing and caring and putting stuff out there and saying, "Hey, I'll share this with you," or "I know where you can get a job," or "I can do this," and I mean, it's like. And business owners are stepping up and saying, "No, I'm going to pay you." I just heard where there was some people that owned a restaurant that says, "We're not only paying our staff, but we're paying their tips. We're going to give them an estimated amount of tips." Not everybody can do that, but it's just so beautiful to see the people, the already hundreds of thousands of people that are stepping up, that are giving to the food banks, that are putting their life on the line. Even our nurses and all these people out there that are they're really putting their health and their families at risk by going out and caring for people. Thank you, Jesus, that if I had to go to the hospital, there's going to be some people there. There's some people now working overtime trying to figure out how to make more respirators. There's people, and yes, there's always going to be people that are going to be shysters. There's always going to be people that's trying to try to rip off people or try to use people. That's always been, but that's not the majority. That's not the majority. I do not buy off on that, the whole doctrine that we're somehow depraved, evil people at our core, and only by the grace of God does anybody ever do anything right. I think God made us. He said in the garden, He made it good. He made man, and it was very good. And even though man sinned and became, like I said, I think it was yesterday. I don't want to get it back off on that, but about being deprived. But look around. Look around. I saw it with Katrina. We saw it at 9/11. We saw it at when we had the terrible floods here in Texas and the hurricanes and destroyed Galveston and all the things that happened. That was it's so devastating that we had loss in our family, terrible loss. It touched us, and we see the tornadoes that's happened and right up just a few miles up the road from us in Oklahoma. Every time I see the goodness of people rise up. It is so glorious. It's when they rise up and you see people that can be dormant just doing their everyday thing. But this morning I was reading, I picked up a Bible that sweet friend of mine gave me, Tanya, and it's the Passion Translation. And it's just a beautiful poetic translation of the Bible. And of course, when I study and most of the time when I preach, I do King James, just because that's the way what I was raised on. But I opened up today to Philippians, and I'm going to read it out of this version because it's very common, but it's just sometimes you need to hear it maybe in some different words, to mean more. This is in the 4th chapter of Philippians. He said, "Don't be pulled in different directions or worried about a thing, but be saturated in prayer throughout each day, offering your faith-filled requests before God with overflowing gratitude. I think King James said, let your requests be made known with thanksgiving. Tell him every detail of your life. Then God's wonderful peace that transcends human understanding will make the answers known to you through Jesus Christ. I think King James says it's a peace that passes understanding. So keep your thoughts continually fixed on all that is authentic and real, that's honorable and admirable, I guess, beautiful and respectful, pure and holy, merciful and kind. Fasten your thoughts on every glorious work of God. That's what I've been doing. Even when I'm watching the news, I'm paying attention and trying to catch the good and make note of it. And I challenge you today, make note of things and tell them to your children. They need to hear positive things. I need to hear positive things. Your spouse needs to hear. Your friends. Pay attention to those good little stories and let's pass them on. So he says, fasten your thoughts on every glorious work of God, praising him always. Follow the example of all that have imparted to you, and the God of peace will be with you in all things. That means there's some people that's already planted some seeds in you. You already have stuff in you that you may not have thought about in a long time. This is the time to be thankful. This is a time to maybe tell somebody you're thankful. This is a time to tell those good stories, to tell the testimonies. I said Sunday, as you sit around, remember some things. Let the Lord bring things to your remembrance so that you can tell them to your kids. He said, we are to tell the works of the Lord to generation to generation. This is a beautiful time to think about good things and to pass it on to those. And hey, if you got a porch swing, go sit on it because it is wonderful.